What up, party people? Welcome to my channel. I'm Erika. Today we are getting into it about Michael. He went missing last Friday, but actually was found later this evening. So this is a quick breaking news video, you guys. Let's get into it.
I want a happy ending, tired of pretending. Won't let them get the best of me. Whoa, 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 give me a break. The game is survival. Give me a break and play my rival.
All right, you guys, I am back with you. So let's talk Michael and Angela. So for those of you who are 90 Day Fiance fans, you are familiar with this couple, Angela Dean and Michael Ilesanmi. Okay, I'm not going to butcher his name. So Angela and Michael is what we'll call them. They are actually what got me first watching a 90 Day Fiance, because at the time I think Michael was like 32 and Angela was like 55. And they are, I would say, 90 Day Fiance OGs. They are 90 Day Fiance, cash cows. I don't know what to say. They've been on like 90 Day Fiance, everything except for the other way, because obviously Angela was never going to live in Nigeria. Okay, so from the beginning, going into it, Angela is from a very rural, I believe it's Hazelhurst, Georgia. So anytime she went to Nigeria, she came off as abrasive, offensive, borderline racist. And Michael just came off as being so excited to get to America. And this is what would draw you in. It's what drew me into the show, because I was like, America is great, but is it great enough to take the basically verbal abuse and sometimes physical that he received from Angela? But he stuck in there. He said that was his baby. He dealt with it. Over the years, I started to think like maybe it's not a scam, because it's been like 8 or 9 years, going on almost a decade, that he has been trying to get to America. Okay. So he has been through it with her episode, season after season. He's trying to prove his love. I mean, she was sending him money. So in her defense, I think, if you all know, I believe she was like a nurse or something like that. And in Georgia, she's taking care of her grandkids. There was even a season where she was talking about trying to get pregnant, and she went to the doctor, in Nigeria, who said she had one egg. And then she came to the doctor in America, who was like, no, that egg is gone. So she was trying to get her daughter. She talked to her daughter about maybe having a baby, because she has like several children, lots of grandchildren, that she's even taking care of the grandkids. Michael has no children. His family, I honestly, I think his family wanted him to get to America so badly that they were like, okay, go ahead and marry this woman who's not going to be able to give you any kids, and like yells and screams at you on national TV, not to mention disrespects you in your own country. So that was always like a lot, because I was just like, okay, if this is an immigration scam, there's got to be an easier way, Michael. I've always thought this. And, over the years, I mean, he even went so far, like he was really trying to get in when Trump got elected the last time. So I know he's excited to see that Trump is running again. So basically, Michael came here back in December. Let's get to it. So much for the recap. But Michael came finally after all these years, made it to America in December. So he's been living with Angela. My understanding is they traveled to Los Angeles. They were on the last resort, 90 Day Fiance, the last resort episode. Although I think he was still in Africa when that was filmed, but he was definitely here for the tell all, which aired in New York. So they get back from the tell all. So as of Friday, Angela is reporting that she went, like, I guess each day she goes out to get, I want to say cigarettes or lunch or something. And I don't understand why she would need to, I assume it's cigarettes, because who needs, I don't know. Does she not have, someone mentioned this before? Does she not have a fridge? Like, why would you need to get food for lunch every day at home? So I don't know. But anyway, she goes out each day at the same time. So Friday she goes out, and so I guess on her ring camera you see, she sees Michael leaving out, and they don't see him on anybody else's ring camera. And Michael has left all his clothes, his passport, his ID, all of his information, and he's left everything and just vanished. So now this was on Friday. So today is, well, Tuesday by the time this is uploaded. But on, so yesterday on Monday, she did report it to the police. So they put a bolo, which is be on the lookout for, and then they had him listed as a missing person. So then she didn't post it on social media because I was like, "What? He's missing." I went to her Instagram, her Twitter, nothing. So she gets on the live of John Yates, which I'm sorry, I did not have the time to watch because I have a life. But she gets on um his live earlier today for like 4 hours. You're talking about how Michael has gone missing. We don't know where he is, and trying to get the word out. So when she's asked, why did you not post this on your social media? Because you have a following that's probably a bit larger even than John Yates. And she said, because she's under contract. Okay, so that has me wondering really if this was just a ploy to watch us, for us to get us to watch now that the last resort is done, is to get us to watch Angela and Michael in the next season of whatever. Like, I don't know if this is real or fake. So you guys let me know. Do you think this whole thing is real or not? So basically, she's on there talking about how he just walked out. He didn't take anything. So personally, I'm not even going to lie. I watch a lot of true crime. So I thought the KKK grabbed him because they're in the backwoods of Georgia. Nothing against backwoods, but you can't get buried in a yard somewhere or the woods and no one would find you. And I think the talent they're in is only like 30% black. So for him not to be spotted out in those Hazelhurst streets is surprising. Okay. For him to just kind of walk off into the sunset. He's not no little dude. So I don't even see how that could be possible. So I was really worried that this chick here, after a Bay argument, maybe she told her peoples and got him snatched up. So that has not happened. So, the more positive minds have prevailed. So Michael called into the police, I guess, after, she finally reported it, and it got, all the bloggers picked it up. Although I don't think TMZ ever did. They never fell for it. Only us on YouTube, but TMZ never fell for it. So the bloggers picked it up. So Michael called into the police and said he was scared for his life. She had been hitting him, which we all have seen her hit him on TV. So who's to say what she would do behind closed doors? Which I always thought, like, dude, once you get here, you gonna basically be her slave until you legal. That's how her attitude was. She's been treating him crazy the entire time. So once he got here and he was dependent on her and he wasn't even in his own country, this ain't no shocker to those of us who watch the show. So he said she put hands on him. She had been sort of abusing him and he was scared for his life. That's what he's told the police. So what are your thoughts, you guys? And if you're still watching, then please like and subscribe, because I'm at least trying to get monetized, you guys. So subscribe and, hit the bell so you can get some notifications. But okay, so what do you guys think? Personally, I don't really think she's been like abusing him any more than she ever was in terms of, levels of abuse, right? So I don't know if he's necessarily scared for his life, although I will say this. Oh, and so here was the thing. So everybody was like, well, how is he getting around without an ID? How is he, how is he able to get an Uber? What's he doing? So it turns out Michael has a burner phone because he left his phone smart thinking. He too watches true crime, I'm sure. He left his burner phone. He has a burner phone, so he left his phone. He took pictures of his ID. So, because the police needed to verify that it actually was him. So, he had pictures of his passport and whatever other ID he has. Maybe, I guess, maybe by this time, maybe as a state ID. I don't know. But he took pictures of his passport. And so, maybe he FaceTimed them or something. So, they saw him to verify that it was actually him calling. He is afraid for his life. He didn't want Angela to know his location. My understanding is he's with a chick. I'm curious. Is she black? I'm just asking. Or asking for a friend. And so he doesn't want Angela to know his location. So I wonder, so here is sort of my theory now that I know he's not with the KKK or buried in Angela's backyard. I'm thinking that now that he's over here, what he's going to do is play the domestic violence immigration card. Because if you're over here, and he's been married to Angela for years, so he's over here as her spouse, right? So this isn't the 90-day thing because they're already married. So now if he claims domestic violence, it's a little bit, I don't know, because I don't practice immigration law, but I do know that there is a way into the country, and if there is protection, special protections in place if you're a victim of domestic violence. And I think because we have seen the footage of the verbal abuse, we have seen her put hands on him on actual TV. So if he has any sort of documentation of what she's done since he's been in the country, kind of, with some of the footage from the show, I don't know. I mean, there's arguments to be made. What do you guys think? Is this his scam to get into the country? Is this like someone who wanted to be a citizen so bad? They're like, look, I'm going to give up 9 years of my life, but I'm going to make it happen. All right, you guys, that's basically it. He is safe. He's, with his side chick someplace hiding out and living his best life. But we have to say, from the very beginning, we told Michael, you need to run. You need to run. Okay, that's what we told him. And, after all of that time, Michael made it here. And this is what Michael said. After 10,000 years, I'm free. Michael is free now, you guys. And the question is, will he or will he not become a citizen? Or is he going to go back to Nigeria? All right, you guys, let me know your thoughts, comments let me know your thoughts and comments below. Whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. But that's it, you guys. Ciao for now. See you in the next video.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.